Perhaps let's give some perspective to what the challenges an average Nigerian youth are facing, the average Nigerian youth is facing in the country, so that we can see how this conversation will be tailored in such a way that within 30 days, these issues can be appropriately thrashed out, and there can be some structure as to how there will be implementation and every youth will be carried along.
First and foremost, we have a lot of issues of unemployment. Nigerians, youths are not employed, even though we rightly know that government cannot provide employment for all, but they need to have enabling environment, policies and programs that will enable the Nigerian youths at least get themselves engaged. We have the problem of insecurity that has bedeviled our society, most especially the Northwest, the North Central, some part of North Central, the Northeast. And this is a very serious problem. So by the time most of these youths that are involved in all these crimes and criminalities are all unemployed, and they think, okay, let them go into all this kind of issue, the crime, so that they can sustain. So when we get to talk, we get to know where is the problem, how do we deal with the problem, what is the reason why these things are being done. Then we can be able to have at least a voice to be heard. Like, for example, the Fulanis. Bring some of the Fulanis. Why are you into banditry? Why are you into kidnappings and what have you? Let us hear where their problems are and let the government see how they can intervene. Let us go into the issues of bunkering and what have you in the South. What is happening? Why are you into that?
Honorable Manga, for the sake of sensitivity, let's not perhaps mention ethnicity here, because it hasn't been, certain issues with regards to security have not been boiled down or have not been, there's no specific ethnicity that carries out all of these matters of insecurity and all of it, because you mentioned one. And for the sake of sensitivity of our viewers, we do not want to, bring that on board this conversation.
With due respect, what I'm trying to say is bring all those that this matter affects and see how we can get to know what is the problem and how can we tackle it, and how can the government bring policies and programs that will be able to tackle it. So that's what I mean. I am not actually against or challenging a particular tribe, but I'm trying to say that you need to get so many ethnic groups involved, get to know their problems, how to tackle the problems, and how to see best the president can do what he feels he needs to do for the president, for the people of Nigeria and for the youth of Nigeria. I'm sure the president have given so much policies, and those policies have gone towards the improvement of lives of Nigerian youths, but more needs to be done. And that's why I'm coming up with such suggestions. So I am actually feeling that it is not until when the northern and the north, the south, the east, the west sits down and understand where our problems are, how do we tackle these problems, and have a blueprint on how we can key in. I think the president has done well for Nigerian youths for at least for 30 days to sit down. I'm sure something very good is going to come out.
So what conversation have northern youth, like you pointed out, have been discussing with regards to the matter of insecurity in that region? I believe that they have been having conversations with regards to the peculiarities of the challenges they are facing. And who have you been engaging over the years?
We have been talking to our governors, and our governors have been doing well. And they have challenges. They also are incapacitated in some extent where they have disconnect with the center. But nevertheless, they are doing what they are doing, and I'm happy that some of the governors are really on top of the matter, because I am going to say, like, I'm from Kebbi, and I've seen what the governor is doing. He's always on his feet when it comes to insecurity. So many places in Dankoa Sagu and in the north, in the southern part of the state have issues, but now most of them have gone back to farms. Most of them have left their IDPs, are now back to their localities, at least with proper securities all over. And I feel that the governors of Zamfara are also doing well, even though the matter is more in Zamfara and in Katsina, and also Katsina is doing well as well. And these are all young governors that have decided to take the challenge, and they are really up in what they are doing. We have to give them a lot of commendation for doing what they are doing. We only feel and wish that the president or the federal government should give them more support, because this is a collaborative effort by the state government, by the traditional rulers, by the federal government to be able to contain some of these problems we have that affects the Nigerian youths. And as you know, we kept on saying that the leaders of tomorrow, Nigerian youths are the leaders of tomorrow. So what do? You have to do everything humanly possible to consider all our plights, and I'm sure that after these 30 days, we must have come up with an articulate position of the Nigerian youths that can be used in order to see how we can be able to solve the problems affecting youths in Nigeria.
All right. So like you said, coming up with an articulate position is really not the issue. It's ensuring an implementation at this point in the nation. We also had the president of the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum expressing concern that the conference might end up like the 2014 confab. Are there possible indicators that you are seeing that seems that this will bring a positive change in the nation?
I believe that we have to give the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Asiwaju Tinubu, the benefit of the doubt that he is capable to attend or to tackle our issues. That is why he came up with this issue of youth confab. So we will not preempt by saying it will work or not, but I'm believing that with this initiative, we hope it works, and we hope it changes the narrative we have at the moment in the country.
Well, borrowing a leaf from the 2014 confab and that conversation, what do you think was the missing link that should be avoided this time around? Since we're talking about there are concerns that this might go in that direction, although you think differently. What do you think should be done differently now that we're having a conversation for 30 days with the youth? And then the other question would be that, is 30 days enough to addressing this matter holistically?
Well, first and foremost, I will appeal to all the federal, to all the state governments that may be able to be responsible in the selection process to please bring people of high moral integrity, people with the sense of the country at heart, people that will come and be serious in what we are going to discuss, because it's a national issue and it's a very interesting issue. They're not people that will just come and remain in their hotel rooms and feel that they are just in Abuja for jamboree. People that will be articulate to bring out problems and find possible solutions. So the governors need to really scrutinize the personalities of youths that are coming into the confab. And two, after all this that is being done, 30 days cannot be, I wouldn't say enough, but it will at least scratch the basis or the basics of what we need to be done and what needs to be done, and that will be continuous, because Nigeria is a continuous country, and the youths will continue to engage. And not only at the federal level, I said earlier, after this is being done at the federal level, we should also reciprocate this gestures done by the president at various state governments, so that you can be able to have a state government having already its position, and a zonal, make it zonal, then let it come to the federal, so that we can also have a secretariat that can be able to bring all this information and bring all these problems and possible solutions, so that at least we can have a direction in the policy formulation of the country. And I want to tell you that for the fact that the president came out publicly to say this, it's something that worries him. This will do away with this unnecessary violence, unnecessary protest that at the end of the day does not give or produce any results. But when we sit down and we are talking to our father will understand that his children are sincere and his children wants to be in government. And let me give you an instance. You see, once we are keyed into government, we are involved in governance. we will also know, we know our problems, and we'll find possible solutions to our problem. But for as long as we are at the background, we don't know what is happening in government. It is very difficult for us to be able to understand where the government is heading to. So now I want to tell you that some governors have taken the steps in involving so much youth in governance, and which is a very good way of mentoring, because as they leave, these ones that are already in government are used to what governance is all about and can be able to do better. So I want to tell you that, for example, I'm giving you an instance with my governor. He has given over 60% of his executive office to the youths. We have about 40% or 45% of the local government chairmen, which are youths. So far, I'm telling you, including just graduated students, special advisors on various aspects, so that at least they can come up with what they feel is their problems and find possible solution at the state level. And that is the reason why we are saying, including the federal government, we have about more than 5,000 offices that are not yet been appointed at boards and parastatals. These places should be flooded with youths so that they will be involved in governance and will be able to have proper mentorship by our father, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is, I think, one of the things that we can do to be able to contain some of these problems we have in our country, because the youths are really not involved in major matters, and that is the reason why people are doing what they are doing, and we are also being used, because some people feel the idle mind is the devil's workshop, as it's been said. So that is the reason why we need to be engaged in times of agriculture is one key aspect. So what do we do? Revolutionize the agricultural sector, bring in mechanization, take in so many people into the agri field, and I'm assuring you that Nigerian will be better for as far as I believe.
But what makes this conversation different from other conversations that the youth and youth groups have been having with the various levels of government?
Well, that one we have are different, they come differently. Now all the youth groups are going to be in one place. Then we will now have a particular position, because I am believing that once you have all the groups in one place, we are all coming to understand, to disagree, to agree, and to agree to disagree on certain times, and come up with an articulate position of the Nigerian youths as to what Nigerian youths want to be done in government. And I think we will be able to produce the best results this time around. I assure you that.
Well, another key value that this administration has been, reiterating in past few months is the need for patience. And this lack of patience is what has brought about some of the protests that we've seen in the past few months. How patient would you say the youths that are coming forward right now are to ensure, the success of some of the implementation of the policies that are agreed upon at this confirm? Let's also look at the fact that some persons are also threatening a protest if some of these agreements are not put in place.
My sister, I'm happy that you're also young, and I'm sure you should be in a position to answer me that Nigerian youths are very patient. Things are really tough, and things need to be good, and things need to get going. Nigerians are one of the most patient people in the world. So many policies are really harsh, and some of these things we were told that they are meant for us to, at least for tomorrow, things will get better. But by the time we're keyed in, we understand, okay, this is the reason why certain things have to be done, then we can understand. Protests have not been productive. I want to tell you that when we go into protest, it's been hijacked by hoodlums. People, some miscreants come in to steal, to loot, to destroy government property, to bring back the country back to 40, 50 years back. That is not the point, and I think we will not be happy to see our children doing that. And even those who did that, they had the motive of coming to protest peacefully, but unfortunately it was hijacked by some people who don't mean well for Nigeria. And we want to call on all Nigerian youths to shun protest, to find this 30 days dialogue as a means to be able to settle the differences between Nigerian youths and the federal government on seeing how best we can be able to forge ahead as a nation. And also the governors take into consideration that this is an opportunity for them to showcase people of great minds that will come into various sectors and do the needful. And also, Mr. President has done this as a father. We want them to equally replicate this in all the various states and, if possible, all the zones, so that we'll be able to come up with a position before the main youth confab is being put in place. And I think with this, we believe that the narrative will be better in the future, God's willing.